What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to the channel. For Minecraft mods, there's two primary mod loaders, Minecraft Forge, which has been popular for a long time now, and the newly created Fabric Modloader and Fabric API. Fabric is becoming more and more popular and faster to update, and a lot of people are shifting allegiance to Fabric instead of Forge right now. Personally, I've always liked Minecraft Forge, perhaps because I've been using it for such a long time, but I'm also a fan of Fabric and its simplicity and the range of new mods that comes along with it. In this video, I'll be talking about the top 10 Minecraft Fabric mods that make the game much more fun. These are mods that should work for all of you Fabric fans out there who have been asking me to do a video on the Fabric mods instead of Forge. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Number 10, Couplings. This little mod couples together different blocks, the doors, fence gates and trapdoors, and allows you to use multiple ones side by side when interacted with. For an example, it lets you right click an open door and both of them will open at once instead of manually opening them both. So you can use a button or something like a redstone block to toggle both doors together. This is also apparent with fence gates on top of each other to make a vertical entrance, or trapdoors if you're building something cool like a drawbridge. It's a nice little mod to make opening types of doors a lot easier without the use of redstone being needed. It requires any signal above 7 though if you do use redstone, and this toggles them as this is the value that will power both doors. Anything less only powers one, although redstone currently only toggles multiple doors and doesn't yet support the trapdoors or fence gates, although you can still use buttons or levers for those. Number 9, ExtraDoors. In the recent years, Mojang has satisfied our craving for more doors. Initially, the game was pretty bland in terms of options for doors to decorate your house with the iron and wooden door being the only options. Thankfully, nowadays we have many different variants of wood doors that blend into different house designs. Although, am I the only one that feels like there could still be some more doors? Maybe there's something still missing. Well, the ExtraDoors mod fixed this feeling for me as it adds a collection of 4 brand new doors, or 6 doors, as of 1.16, as well as new versions of already existing doors, such as adding small glass window panes to them to make them more realistic. It also adds 4 brand new trapdoors along with an additional 2 in the 1.16 version of the mod for 6 trapdoors in total, again with some new versions of the already available vanilla trapdoors. There's the gold door that performs similar to the iron door and looks really grand, perhaps use this to show just how rich you are in game. Then there's the bamboo door, which would be great for a house on a sandy island, or the glass door, which would look amazing if you're building a modern house or modern mansion, and the purple door, which is in the style of end blocks, which I would personally use if I was building a shulker storage base. If you want more doors in your game, then this is a must have. Number 8, Immersive Portals. I've featured this mod before in my video, 8 Minecraft mods that improve the nether dimension, and there's a reason I'm featuring it again, because it's pretty great. This mod makes the game so much more immersive, especially when you create a nether portal, and it works great when paired with other nether mods. Check out my video I just mentioned about nether mods if you're interested in other awesome nether mods. In vanilla, the nether portals are just purple blocks. Now personally I do love the look of them, but this mod shows us something a whole lot better. There's no longer a loading screen when you jump through a portal. This mod seamlessly blends both dimensions, so you can just walk straight through the portal. It feels crazy and awesome, and you can even see what's on the other side from both sides just by looking through the portal. Anyone and everyone should try this mod out at least once because it's a weird but wonderful experience when you use it. It also now supports end portals too, so you can jump straight into the action and see that pesky ender dragon being a menace just before you jump through. What's more is this mod also has compatibility with Optifine shaders, so you can make everything look breathtaking at the same time. Hopefully when there's RTX support in the future for Minecraft Java Edition, which I currently believe it's only supported for the Windows 10 Bedrock, then hopefully this mod should look really nice with the RTX support too. Number 7, Fish Traps. Featuring a tier set of different auto fishing blocks, this mod is a really great addition to Minecraft. The blocks work in a similar way to just how vanilla automatic fish farms work, and they pull from their loot tables. The only difference is you don't have to physically stand there and do all the work yourself. Of course, with an auto fish farm in vanilla, you do have to still fish, it just simplifies the whole process. The wooden fishing trap reacts in a similar directive to how a fishing pole would with lore and luck of the sea 1, and the iron fish trap being lore and luck of the sea 2, whilst the diamond fish trap lore and luck of the sea 3. Now there is also a fish bait item that is used by the traps in order to lure and catch the fish physically. If a trap doesn't make use of a fish bait, then they're a lot slower in working, so they're super important to use if you want a good yield of fish at a much faster pace. Number 6, roughly enough items. A lot of inventory management mods and item recipe viewers are very similar, let's be honest, but not all of them get the love they deserved. I have featured not enough items multiple times as it seems to be the most popular, but one mod I haven't yet covered is the roughly enough items mod. The mod performs basically in the exact same way, although it can also support both Fabric and Rift mod loaders, so it was a worthy mention for this list. You can change the game mode as well as the weather and enable or disable cheats from the mod's interface via your inventory, and there's a useful little item pane on the right side that lets you scroll through all of the available blocks from the vanilla game or from any of the mods that you've already installed, and there's even a useful search bar to filter the items for what you need. This is a really useful and important mod to use when you're running a lot of other Fabric mods. Everyone knows it can be tiresome when running a lot of mods or playing a mod pack, especially when you forget which blocks are from which mods, and you also need to find hundreds of recipes to make any kind of progress. That's why this mod is awesome, because you can easily view all crafting recipes without having to make multiple Google searches to find the different wikis for each mod. Number 5, extra bows. Bows in Minecraft are a core feature of PvP, and they're great for being used for hunting, for food, and they can be great to utilise when also defeating bosses like the Wither or the Ender Dragon, providing you have the right arrows. Well, in the base game, sure you can enchant your bow, but there's just the bow, the standard wooden bow. Well, the Extra Bows mod seeks to adjust this by bringing a whole bunch of brand new bows and upgrades to make archery a much more improved system. The bows have a vanilla feel to them as they use the same texture but in a different colour appropriate to their tier. There are also 11 different upgrades for these bows to make them much more better, and there's support to upgrade the standard vanilla bow and a whole lot of config options to mess around with in the mod. There's a stone bow, iron, gold, diamond and emerald bows, so there's a big collection to utilise which are all based off the current ores in the game. The collection of upgrades available includes double arrows, triple arrows, lightning, fire, ender upgrade, freeze, explosive, healing, arrow cost upgrade, water, and a really cool bridge upgrade that forms a bridge which is based upon the fired arrow's trajectory and path after you fired it from the bow. So for an example, if you're on a mountain and then you shot an arrow, you can make a bridge from that side to the other side of the mountain. Some of these may be confusing, but most of them you can figure out what they do, and it's a huge improvement and makes for a lot of fun with bows. Number 4. Mod menu. Anyone who has modded Minecraft before is probably familiar with Minecraft Forge, the most popular mod loader for a very long time. Well, unless you're a new modder who only sticks to Fabric, that is. Well, in Forge there's a mods menu on the main menu of Minecraft that lets you see just which mods have been loaded successfully, and there's an option to configure them. Now, unfortunately this feature is missing from the Fabric Modloader, so although your game might load and not crash, there's not really a way like this to see the mods loaded, other than just jumping into a single player world and hoping that the mobs spawn or the items are in the game. Well, the Fabric mod menu mod brings this Minecraft Forge feature into the Fabric loader using the Fabric API. This makes the Fabric mod loader much better, and it's a needed upgrade that you should definitely be using, especially if you're using a lot of mods or trying to test out lots of different mods to make sure they're compatible. You really need a visual cue to show you just which mods are working and which mods are correctly loaded. Number 3. Soul Shards Respawn. This little mod allows you to collect the souls of the monsters that you slay in Minecraft, forming their souls into soul shards to bring a Skyrim-like feeling to your game. Now you may wonder, why would I want to collect the souls of monsters or mobs? Isn't that creepy? Well, there's a pretty neat use for them. The first soul shard that you get is binded to that mob that you killed, so any future shards will then be collected from those mobs, and you gain 200 souls also from consuming a mob spawner, making it pretty interesting if you found a dungeon. Now, in fact, you can even use those neat little shards to create your own custom mob spawners, which is a brand new block that's very similar to how the vanilla mob spawners work, bringing a real implementation of mob spawners into the player's hands in the game in non-creative mode. Number 2. Simple Harvest. perhaps the simplest mod on this list. It's high up because it's very useful. This mod basically just serves to make harvesting a lot simpler and straightforward. Now, harvesting crops in Minecraft is really not a hard task, but sometimes when you're left clicking, you end up destroying things that you didn't mean to destroy, like a half-grown tree or crop, making you lose your progress in growing some things. These little things are not too much trouble, but they can cause a little bother, and why not install a mod to make it better if you already have Fabric? The mod minimizes the stress of harvesting and reduces any of the mistakes when doing so by transferring the harvest function from the left click breaking to right click instead. Like I said, this is because left click also breaks blocks, so why should you have the same bind for harvesting crops on the same button as breaking, which makes you break things without meaning to do so? This is in part due to the fact that left click also functions as the attack key too, so it causes certain problems, especially when punching a cow or animal that's blocking your farm and then accidentally breaking crops in the process. It brings other little features like letting you only harvest trees that are fully grown and making sure you select the right blocks. There's a lot to say about this one, even though it's just so basic, but I'd argue it's one of the more important mods for Fabric, especially since it's so simple and such a small mod. There's no reason not to include this in your game. Number 1, Tech Reborn. The Tech Reborn mod is a mod that brings machines and new technology skills to the game and has a similar style to mods such as IndustrialCraft 2 or Minefactory Reloaded. In fact, if machine and factory tech mods are your preference or your favourite, consider checking out my other video, Top 10 Minecraft Technology Mods, after this one that I made recently. That will show you a lot more technology and factory based mods that you can include in your game, although not all of them support Fabric Modloader, many of them are for Minecraft Forge. Now, Tech Reborn. This one has been used in many different mod packs out there and it supports Fabric, so I had to feature it on here. Originally being called Greg Tech, Tech Reborn is heavily inspired by IndustrialCraft, aka IC2, and you'll see a lot of very similar things contained in the mod. Now, I'm not going to bore you by explaining how each and every machine works in this one. I'd rather just show you some of the blocks in the background, but it's clear there's a lot of stuff possible with this tech mod, which is why I featured it high up on this list, and it's one of the go-tos for machine mods for people who prefer using Fabric. It brings brand new ores, machines and processing utilities to make Minecraft a factory wonderland. Like I said, very similar to IndustrialCraft. Check it out if you're interested into diving into the world of machinery mods when using the Fabric Modloader. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. Now, if you disagree with the top 10 Fabric mods in this video and you think I missed your favourite Fabric mod which may have been better than some of these, then definitely let me know what those Fabric mods are in the comment section below so I can feature them next time or check them out myself. If you want to see more top 10 Minecraft videos every single day on the channel, then subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss out on daily uploads, and make sure to check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.